like the older you grow, the more you prefer older songs because they speak to you differently.
Okay.
For example, I can think of the very first day maybe when I Was Your Man by Bruno Mars dropped, you know. I can't compare it to the times of Fat, Juicy and Wet. Like it's different. Like so.
So basically, the older you grow, the sweeter you become.
So that only applies to wine. Yeah, but so about the MTV thing. Cheers.
Cheers, bamukolera ku gundi. Amen. Yo, guys, welcome to the Dark Rose podcast, and today we are doing our very first episode. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I have Mr. Manny Depate, father of 4, husband of 5.
Husband to 9.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have Mr. Mujibson today. For our very first episode of the Dark Rose podcast. Mr. Mujibson, nice meeting you. It's a pleasure having this chat with you because for quite a very long time we've been meeting over adult beverages. But unlike the other opportunities, today we are going to have a cup of coffee.
Yes, sir.
As we discuss everything Dark Rose podcast. So Mujibson, please, you can say a few words to the people, then we kickstart.
Hi everyone, Mugibson Mugisha Patrick is my name. I am entertainment and lifestyle blogger, award nominated, but we're here to win. I'm also a social media manager, content creator. I do so many things. I also am an operations manager with a music distribution company. So my work rotates around the arts, artists, music, and pretty much everything entertainment and culture. So yeah, I'm so excited to be here and to talk about everything, music, events.
Slim moments. So Mujibson, we'll be back from the concert.
Thank you.
I was expecting you to ask me which concert.
I mean, my life is a concert, so every day is a concert.
You're the party. First tell us, yesterday was supposed to be a concert, but the artist didn't turn up, the Jamaican Spice. What happened?
So apparently,
why are we in such a situation that the artist has been hyped, the concert has been there, then all of a sudden the hype disappears and even the artist doesn't show up? Why did we get into this situation? How did that come up?
But I think it's not the first time it's happening. I mean, there was a time we had to have AKA at BOK, I think 2022.
Okay.
Then stuff didn't happen. Then there was a time we had to have, was it Fali Pupa or one of those guys who do that version of music. So it's not a strange thing to happen that artists cancel out on shows or they're not able to come through. It's really many factors come into play, but in this case, she said that the promoter didn't honor their part of the bargain. So it's really nothing much that we get to know as the people on the front end, but I think it was pretty much around things like, deposits or maybe the marketing, or the artist felt maybe they weren't ready enough, or maybe they had a double.
Personally, I feel like the artist wasn't ready because you could even tell from the communication that the organizers made, there looked like there was some lack of transparency, that they're not being, because even when the media had leaked out that the artist won't be coming, as for them, they make it look like probably there would be some changes, but now reality has kicked in that the artist didn't come up. But I also feel like there was a lack of readiness, and I don't think even the artist in particular fits the current market. I don't know what they base on to say we are bringing the artists, because I'm thinking they are basing on the algorithms. Probably they have noticed that artist music is being listened to a lot at that point in that country, but I don't think that's the case for Spice, because Spice is kind of an old generation of music of Jamaican artists who I in particular feel that perhaps they should have come earlier than right now when the colleagues were coming, the Macadiamonds, the Alains. We've not had so many Jamaican women, but at least the guys. So I feel like even the market is not consuming a lot of Jamaican music now like it used to be. Maybe it's just me, but that's what I feel. So I also feel like No, these artists, because you even see the other artists they put on the concert, probably to try and give it some bit of electrify the because you saw when Dexter Dubs came, he was literally the main thing. There was nothing else. But as for this one, they had to put like a lineup of many Ugandan artists to try and give it some bit of mileage, and still it didn't materialize. Yeah. So personally, I feel like it was always going to happen. The turn-up was always going to be small or something of the sort. But here we are, the artists didn't come. We just hope the people were refunded their money. But there's quite a lot to do in December.
Yeah, actually, also to add to that, I think I really agree with you when it comes to the timing. Because imagine, let's say, if they didn't bring Fireboy in 2022 when it was at his peak, and then maybe they bring him, like, say, maybe in 3 years from now. Like, you find that by that time, the fans, the demography, and everyone has kind of moved on.
It has changed, it has shifted.
Yes, because most times what informs decisions is things like, one is that it's having momentum, is upon streaming their music. For example, I feel like for a December show, the perfect person to bring for a show would be Charlie Poppy. Because he has Lahore, he has Cast, he has Benin Boys, he has a lot of, traction on him. As opposed to waiting to bring Charlie Poppy like 6 years from now. Because the people and the demography will have changed. The people at 25 will be 31.
I think we are going to face that problem because I think who was the last Nigerian artist we had here, like big name artist? Because also one thing that I've noticed lately, I don't know if it's me who's not listening to the new kind of school music, but I feel like the artists who are coming nowadays are not big name. And we are just washing them. We had a chance, we had Thames, you remember?
Yeah.
But with that fracas, I don't think even Thames wants to ever come back. Let it be Omale, and now they are bigger, that maybe at that time would have been able to get and have the experience, but now we can't afford Thames.
Yeah.
I feel like we are now being given these artists who are kind of trying to find their feet. You saw Craig David, top artist, but why are they coming now? Is it that we can't afford them? Is it that those people are so booked when they're there pick that? Because honestly speaking, I would love to see Asake here.
Yeah.
And there will be a point when Asake is not.
Yeah.
And then that's when we may be able to get the artist. When you're not having that exact excitement, that thrill of the artist is still new and is fire.
Yeah.
I don't know how for you see that.
It still fits into because the time those of Craig David were making music. That's the time now Uganda music was trying, like events in Uganda were trying to, kind of stabilize. I think the biggest we ever got was Arakeli around, I think 2000, was it 7?
I think even the UB40 was a big hit in terms of...
Yes, so event culture is kind of, should I say, streamlining now. That's why now we tap into the nostalgia of, okay, who did these people grow up listening to? Because now we find that the people who grew up listening to those artists have now grown, and maybe they have now that spending ability, which is why you find an ordinary ticket for such an event to be like 300,000 and per one mind, because the people who they are targeting can spend that and they don't mind.
Yes,
you get. So I think it's a thing about the demography, and then also like how events are maturing. For example, back in the day, an event would be 10K, then VIP like 30K or 20K. But now VIP is in like 1.5, 1.2, 2 million, 3 million and above. Because again, the demography has changed. Now the way people consume events is different from how they did before lockdown, you get. Because now, we also now have things like, digital ticketing has now become a thing. Back in the day, it was, Stoka could get it, take a H12, get in. But now we have, you have book a ticket.
Let me cut you, because I've also noticed these days, the artists are coming, but for smaller audiences. Those audiences are paying way a lot, but when it's money, the thing of make it 50K for everybody to pay, because I see at Mezzo, I see at Mestil, I see at Sheraton, of course, places where I do not go quite a lot, but I feel like now they are moving into, because there are some artists who've even flown in here and people don't even get to know, but then the ones who are where they're only selling to only like a few, a counted number, and you hear that the concerts have sold out. Yeah.
So yeah, it's a thing of knowing the audience. For example,
it's not a thing of trying to fill up crowds.
Because in all honesty,
yet you're not making the books add up. You'd rather make a smaller crowd.
Yeah.
And
exactly, because you see also you can't create for everyone. It would be an overkill of, because imagine, let's say they brought someone like, let's say Adele. Like obviously not everyone is going to want to go for Adele, but there are those specific people who maybe when she sang that song of Never Mind, I'll Find.
Okay.
That song touched their heart. It touched their lives.
So that nostalgia.
If I ever get to watch Adele live, for example, I know very many people who, you know, because now right now, because of also, like I said, how events culture is changing. Right now, I don't mind flying to a country like Uganda or Kenya to watch an artist, because people have looked at it from the angle of, if I can't get to watch the artist who I really want to watch from my country, but then the neighboring country, I rather fly there or get a bus. But yeah, because people are all about the experience and experiencing the artists perform live.
Does it also come down to maybe not having facilities that can have some of these artists? Because I've seen Kendrick Lamar come here recently in our neighborhood, Rwanda. Chris Brown has been at South Africa. Is it that these people have the facilities to accommodate these people that maybe we do not have, that then even sometimes the artists are shunning us because of such reasons? Because you would imagine, where is Chris Brown going to perform even if they wanted to come here? And then you'll find for us, we are going to get him at a stage when he's literally just trying to hang on. Exactly. You get it? Yeah. So maybe it also goes down to us not being able to have the capacity. Because look at Rwanda, they have the arena. They have just started hosting events lately, and artists are okay going there. Not even just artists, even other footballers. Maybe we don't have the hotels these people want to sleep in. Because also another thing I've noticed, when these people perform elsewhere, the kind of music they give is different. I was watching the Dexter Daps concert here in Uganda. Of course, this happened this year. But you feel like he's giving us the music which even didn't sell, because I was forcing people to listen the songs that didn't sell much. Then again, when I watch is in Toronto, guy is giving the proper vibe of a full band. I'm like, these guys even give us less. Is it because that's what we pay, or we don't know how to consume? Like, because I feel like there's a huge difference, honestly speaking, of what these guys perform elsewhere and what they give us here is substandard.
Now, two things. One, back to the point you mentioned. Yes, there could be a logistics issue, because you see in Uganda we have very, very limited venues, you get. So you find that there's little we can do to, should I say, create an experience, because also the artists at the end of the day, they care about their brand. If they say you perform maybe in a country
and the sound didn't come out properly,
because remember there was a time, because I followed of Nigerian Twitter, and they were saying Beyonce is a culture voucher. She takes from us, but she can't come and perform in her country. She can't, you know. But then someone replied and said, like, the amount of money you need alone just to do that proper stage and everything she follows, and to manage the road show of her performance.
Because even the Arakere you mentioned, who did a big concert here, he needed Airtel to intervene.
You get.
I think the normal events people cannot have the capacity to have such a person come and perform here in our country, because now all these it's a dream far away from us. Like these artists will be there, but we may never get them at their peak. And then at the time, look at Joe. When was the concert?
30th, Sunday last week. Yeah, so about the thing about song choice, being that I'm from a musical background, I could believe that maybe when you check out maybe your statistics as an artist from the back end, you will see that maybe people in Toronto are enjoying maybe a song like Wi-Fi more than enjoying a song like maybe Call Me If. So ideally, when you go perform in Toronto as part of your tour, it's what you perform for them. So I tend to want to believe like that their decisions are informed by the numbers of what they look at in terms of streaming and the consuming culture of the people when it comes to their music. So I think that's one thing that informs them. But then number two is, I think there's also a regulation issue. Because, for example, I know with Uganda, we're like so religious, we are so strict, we are so, you know. So ideally also the artists, they want to show up in a country and perform and then leave a how could they?
Because already saw the criticism that came with Dexter Daps, some of the moves he pulled and all that, but that's the kind of music he sings. Some people are going to come out and say,
it's because Uganda it's because we are a conservative country. We put beliefs, religion, norms and culture before everything. So now that in itself also affects
the Africans.
Yeah. So that in itself also affects directly or indirectly how things run.
Okay. So the year is coming to an end. I'm wondering, is there any concert we should look out for, an event that we should look out for? Because I felt like the Spice was going to close the year and then we get to another page, stay in January. Is there anything else someone should look out for?
Of course, there's something for everyone.
Okay.
For my people down there is Nkuka.
Joe, yes.
Then there is Strictly Soul on 17th. Then there is Midnight East, still on 31st.
Okay.
Then there is November.
There's also Spanish Town.
Oh, Spanish Town as always, every Wednesday at Gardens, by the way.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff to look forward to, because I believe event organizers are cooking. We could even be here and then today they announced, you know. Because also in terms of how events shifted, you find that nowadays artists are flown in to perform directly in bars. Just the other day I was at Cast to watch
Yes.
There's a time they brought...
and I even didn't get to know that she was here. That's what I'm telling you now. They are working for smaller crowds that are going to make the returns and trying to do something big and put resources to waste.
There's a guy called Jay Wills. He came and performed when he was at his peak, when he had that song of Jayla, he came and performed at Nomad. Then the time they brought the boys also Ogechi, they went and performed at some show in Jinja. So right now, things have been like so niched in that a place rather, I don't know how many times Element has been to Uganda. In the case, like he came performed at Tales, he performed at like, so events have shifted so much in that like there is a format that's being reworked and it finds that the artists are able to come and
There's a new template.
yeah, like there's a new, because there's no one size fits all, because back in the day it would be one normal Ugogo, people come to and white. Right now
We are used to that. The culture, that's the culture.
You'll be and
Yes.
then
People are even suggesting now that Nambole is open to Chikube. Like,
you get, actually, I remember there was that rumor when people were saying, but they were going to bring Banner Boy for the grand opening of Yakomawa.
but when the first son appreciates, expect things to fall in place.
So
When it
please,
happens-
guys, make that request. Tag him on Twitter. We need Banner Boy.
So,
Because the last time he was here, these things, people weren't happy because, you know, he performed over late with a few songs. So this is his time to
and
come
nowadays it's tough. If you don't dance on his concert, he will come and hoop you from there. Nowadays it's tough.
He went to a wrong country. Let him come to Uganda. We'll show him how we do it.
Mujibs, as you know, the Dark Rose podcast, we always have coffee. What's your take on this cup of coffee that we've had?
I like it. The sugar is minimal, but
Okay.
not too much, not too little, just enough. And yeah, I like the fact that its complement is just the perfect one. Ginger biscuits. Oh my God, if you want to abduct me, just go through ginger biscuits
And slim mamas.
and chicken. I don't know what he's talking about.
So, how often do you get out there and have a cup of coffee? Because for us here, the culture has always been of when you move out, it's beers or nothing else. But I want to know from a person who may not be an enthusiast what they would think about our consumption of the product. Because honestly, this cup of coffee is an Italian cappuccino. Shockingly, these people don't grow these coffees. They import from our country, they take to theirs, and then they send back products that are expensive. But then we ourselves don't get to consume the product as much as we should. Yet the other people who do not have it, as who are consuming it, I think it even goes down to our music. I was checking the Spotify raps for the year for Uganda. The top 5 streamed artists is no Ugandan. So we're basically making music that we do not consume. I was seeing there Chris Brown, I was seeing there Davido, I was seeing there Ira Star, I was seeing Chris Brown. Then it got me thinking, we never get to consume what we... Because if Ugandans are able to stream 40 million for Drake, why can't they stream it on an artist like Aroma here? Is it just a thing that we don't want to consume what is ours? Same applies to the albums. There was barely anything Ugandans are listening to other music. Maybe our music is just here for local consumption of its own in the bars. When it comes to streams, there are not so many who can come out. Because recently I saw your one of your blogs recently talking about the statistics of the people at Swans. Because if we are talking about numbers, at least the Swans team, the Joshua Baraka team, those are people who are trying to rack up the numbers. Those are like the benchmark. But still, they don't compare with even artists who are not that big elsewhere.
I think when it comes to that, I think the artists actually putting in the work. Now, the challenge now comes back to us as the consumers, because in Uganda, the most used streaming platform is YouTube.
Really?
You get. Yeah, because with YouTube you don't pay, you just go in, just and when you
But
watch.
it looks like it consumes more internet, and one of the challenges we face here is the internet.
Yeah, so you find that with Spotify there's a lot of English now you have to subscribe.
But people have, but I think we have illegal Spotify accounts. Maybe they don't recognize those because somebody gave me like you can log in and use the Spotify free of charge. Maybe that's why they don't recognize our streams. Yet we may be thinking we are streaming for these artists.
And also, there's also, of course, we still have a piracy problem. Someone is going to say, "Why should I go to Spotify? Why should I go to Apple Music to listen to a song?"
When someone can share it on WhatsApp.
Yeah, I have Kamudundo. So there's also that challenge. So you find that it's not that people listen to the music,
yes,
but we go for the immediate
the wrong platforms
option.
Because David is not going to have a wrong Spotify account. It's going to be it of when you go there. That's where the music is. It's only there. But then for us, even our artists, I think they have a culture of just dumping their music anywhere.
There is also that.
You give every DJ, you give every friend of yours, you give every platform.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, when the numbers come down, yes, people listen to the music, but then the streams are not. The money is not flowing through the streams.
Yeah. So like I said, it's ideally because it's a thing of, like I said, one, there is that part of where people stream more on YouTube, because even when you check, you find out there's the Rema Namakula, there's the Onion Skins, the Kapekes, and everything. They are shining on YouTube. The reason it isn't the same on Spotify this side is because of, like I've said, there's a lot of nitty-gritties involved in, you have to get an email, then subscribe, then sign up, then da-da-da-da. So it's a lot. And then also, like I said, there's also that issue of piracy. There's a lot of websites that have artist music, and they profit off it, but the artists don't get to earn out of it. But I'm glad artists are now embracing streaming platforms and distribution and all that. So the future is bright. I think to solve that, we need to create more awareness. For example, when a song is out, don't just end up saying, Kaluku YouTube. Be like, it's on Spotify, guys. Go stream, share, add it on your playlist. Like,
do promos, took up ground, like Bring the Chain album. The guy went to Rwanda, the guy went to England, the guy went to Echeva airport. Like, took up ground, right? Music, So, Mujibson, earlier we were talking. Personally, I feel like the trend of music is changing, the taste. I don't know if that's the truth, but again, the numbers seem to tell a different picture. When you go to the nightclubs, when you go to people's playlists, that kind of UK music, US is kind of phasing out, and we're more focused on African music.
Yes. We
are doing the Niger guys with the Afrobeats, we are doing the Amapiano, the three-step, but then the other culture of, nowadays it's hard to listen to radio and find a proper UK song or US, like, it's not that much more social. It used to be, they used to dominate us. We are watching the videos. Is it because now that we have more platforms to see other artists that we don't consume a lot of music from those ends? Because just this year you also wrote one of those blogs where you're saying they were closing down the MTV, and those were some of the platforms where those people were really pushing their music onto us.
Yeah.
But nowadays I don't have to go to MTV or to Trace to watch a new music video. YouTube is there and it's kind of open. Because those people are restricting us. Let's not put Ugandan videos on Trace because they're saying they are not standard. So we're forced to consume. So is it that the culture has changed, or now that this music is not reaching us that much? Because for me, over the years, I've noticed now the trend is changing. And even when Ugandans choose to listen to the UK music, or they're going a little back to try and tap into. Because it's not that the Katy Perrys don't sing anymore. Yeah. It's not that the Selena Gomez don't sing anymore. But the music is not.
They don't sing anymore.
It's not reaching.
I think. Again, drawing from myself, I usually tell people that I'm an old soul in a young body. Most times you'll find me listening to Dolly Parton, Celine Dion. I listen to a lot of older music because you find that as you grow, which is why you see events like the old school soiree, Strictly Soul, Rise and Branch are growing because as people grow older, I don't think it's a thing about aging. As we grow older, we like our older songs. Even when it comes to the local Uganda music, if in a bala and they play Sigwa and Simila, there's a different excitement and happiness you're going to get when they play Ability, when they play Mr. DJ. So I think it's a thing of growth of as you grow, you exactly you tend to gravitate more towards the older You get, which is why you find that now people are more drawn to those things like, they listen to the Neos of long ago, they listen to those Chris Brown, I Should Have Kissed You. So it's a thing, I think it's a thing of, how they say the higher you go, the cooler it becomes. Yes. I feel like the older you grow, the more you prefer older songs because they speak to you differently. Okay. For example, I can think of the very first day maybe when I Was Your Man by Bruno Mars dropped, I can't compare it to the times of Fat, Juicy and Wet. Like it's different. Like so.
So basically, the older you grow, the sweeter you become.
So that only applies to wine. So about the MTV thing. So you find that you see also Festive in Uganda closed because it's hard to run a show and just play music 24/7 because people are streaming music on their phones right now.
But also you get to realize that nowadays the artists are not making videos. The videos are no longer making, like a guy makes a whole album and there's only like 2 videos on the whole album.
Because where are you going to create something people are not going to consume?
Exactly, yes.
Imagine spending about 10 million on a video only to get maybe 200,000 views in a month.
Yeah.
So you rather, even I'm advising artists, rather get that 10 million. Chop it out, get like lyrics visualizers or get influencers and all that. Like scatter your income so it fits back into your, your source of creation, which is the music. Or, go pay for more studio sessions and all that. Yeah, so it's a thing about how consumer culture has changed. People stream more, people discover music on their own. Back then, I remember when
it was only downloading and.
I remember the very first day I watched this song of The Weeknd called "And It." We were watching the countdown on MTV.
Yes.
So back in the day, discover music. It was through the TV because remember we were even at school. You don't have phones. So you could trace. That's the song you know.
Yes.
But now you have Spotify, you have Tidal, you have Apple Music, and then you're discovering songs on TikTok. So like right now we have so many options. So there's no you're going to get like maybe 200,000 subscribed for TV. To watch, yet you can subscribe to maybe a streaming service at like 40,000.
Yeah.
So it's a thing of how consumer music that has really changed.
So now that the year is wrapping up with all that said, for you, which songs make it in your top 5 globally? Like what songs have you listened to this year and felt like, this was one piece of art out there? Because there's been a lot of music at the start, even now that we are ending. So if you could give me an insight of the songs that really made it for you in 2026.
First of all, whenever people ask me my top 5 or top 10, it's always a political thing because, I'm at a point where people don't believe. People don't believe that my music taste is actually by me. They feel it's the engineered of, maybe.
There's some bias, there's some influence,
Yeah, but Believer, like that song just was like onto something. I mean, I just come out, I was like, you guys, this song. They're like, hey, Mogi, now every time on us, that babe. But I have this thing which I believe is one of my talents. I have an ear that can tell this is going to be a big song. Like, this artist is going to blow up someday. Like, from just listening at first instance. Yeah. So, Believer, Good Idea, Dax Vibes, my God.
So, that is starting from number 5 to number 4, okay?
Yeah, there's Good Idea, Dax Vibes, and Elijah. Like, that song is just cheese. Then, Permission, Aronix. Okay. There's something about that song. Then, let me see. There are quite a number. How many to go?
2 more. There's plenty of music for you to...
Oh, yes. Die with a Smile. Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars.
Yes.
That song is like... It's next to Oxygen right now. Like, in terms of how I've listened to it this year. Die with a Smile, then there's Easy by Apis, Mike Kahura and Troy and Axon. That song is so good. Easy. Yeah, so it's Easy, Believer, Die with a Smile.
Quite an interesting playlist. I'm shocked there's none of your favorite Vinka. You want to tell me she has not made good music this year? But yeah, an interesting.
Like I
lineup
said,
there
I
for-
had only a handful, but
Yeah.
every year I always put out a top 20, a top 20 article where I put the songs that have made the cut for me.
Is that going to be on the mujibson.com?
Yes,
Okay.
I always write the 20 songs that have stood out for me from
When
the
should
year.
people expect that?
I always put it out 30th December. Then I also have a playlist that I put out on 30th still. Now that one has 50 songs.
Yes.
So I just had 5 because of time, but the longer thing will be out.
Okay.
So the playlist is it's called SHOTY.
Well, that means?
Shorty. Smash Hits of the Year.
Okay.
I've been doing it since I think 2019.
Okay.
So every year 50 songs, 50 songs, 50 songs.
So you've all heard it. You check out on the mujibson.com website. A very interesting blog where you find plenty of entertainment, where you'll find plenty of gossip, plenty of news. So he promises to deliver his top 20 songs of the year. So we are looking forward to seeing that. And so we've had so many artists blossom this year, come out and break through. So for you, who is that one artist do you feel like they broke through this year and maybe they are going to push it to next year? Oh, who's that creative you're looking for out there? It could be a producer, it could be an artist, could be a songwriter, those that you're looking for to in the coming year.
The ones I had in mind, they actually blew up. One of them was called Fola. He's Nigerian. Then when it comes to producers, there's a guy called Best Boy.
Okay.
I also met him at A-Pass's album listening party last year at the Villa. So he also is doing amazing things. So for the artists here, it's Fola. Then there's a young lady, she's called, is it Mbea? Something like that. Mbeo, yeah.
Yes.
She's onto something. I like that. No. I feel like she's going to be a big deal next year.
But let me
Should watch out for her.
let me cut you. People have always had this argument of Ugandans don't have a sound, Ugandans have a sound, Ugandans just be copying. Do you feel like we have a sound or that we just don't recognize it, or typically we don't have a sound as Ugandans? What's your take on that argument?
I think to define is to limit, because I mean, people have known Nigerian for Afrobeats, right?
Yes.
But now even with that, people have created, there's Afrofusion, which is Burna Boys.
Yes.
There's another genre that CK created.
Yes.
So there's Afropiano, then it has the Ashakes and all that.
Yes,
so
yes.
I feel like to define is to limit. You get? I would rather let people keep creating, and whoever can name what they can name.
Because again, people make it look like maybe that's why some of our music doesn't break it out there. Because some say maybe the language you sing, but even the Asakes are not singing in the normal, they are not singing in English, they're using their local dialects. And the music keeps popping on our platforms everywhere we are here.
Yeah, so I think as creatives, as musicians, artist managers and all that, the talent just has to keep releasing music. Because imagine sitting on music saying, I can't release because
it's not
it doesn't
the
fit
Ugandan
this sound.
yeah.
Like, just release. Because, man, you never know where your hit song is coming from.
Yes.
You get? Because just like how in the Bible there was a parable of the sower. People are usually shocked that I know things about the Bible. But yeah, there's the parable of the sower. Just scatter your seeds. You never know what will, germinate, what will die out and all that. As an artist, your job is to create music. Create it, promote it, own it. And yeah, with time, whether you do Chidandali, or Yugawati, like,
So
none of that matters.
So instead,
just give a product.
instead of scattering kids, let them scatter the music.
What you say.
Not just throwing around for, okay. That's been quite an interesting insight, Muji. Thanks for coming through today. And looking forward to seeing you again. Guys, if you like it's not that if you like, the quality of the video, the quality of the sounds, it's man like DJ Slide Through in the background, please hire him. And if you like poor sound, if you like poor videos, we also have people who will give you. But if you want good quality sound, we have DJ Slide Through behind the camera. So guys, thank you. And please remember to subscribe, share, comment, share, like, and comment. That's what is going to fuel us to keep making more and more content for you people. We always want to hear your feedback, so we are really looking forward to getting the comments, the likes, such that we see how we can improve and we see where we need to maintain, because perhaps there are certain things that we're already on point, but yeah. So guys, thank you, and this is the Dark Roast Podcast. See you again on episode 2.
Elito Kalango here.
Maybe Mujibson to say
yes.
Arching notes.
www.mugibson.com. That's where I write. On social media, Snapchat, TikTok,
Mobile
Instagram,
money,
Facebook, and everything.
Mobile
even
money.
all that. Just Mugibson. Send me some nice music. Tweet me your insights. Send me stuff like. I'm a writer, we shall figure it out. But thanks for watching, and hope you subscribe to the channel below here. Yeah.